So it's another weekend to feed our minds with information on studying abroad and to also guide you on how you can go about your study abroad process. If you are new, you're welcome. This is the biggest study abroad content platform. My name is the Fred Effect, and we come your way this and every Saturday um, to share with you ideas about how you can also study abroad. Higher education over the years has proven to be one of the ways that people can improve their standard of living and the quality of life they live. And so, if you want to study abroad, it's highly possible. In no time, the high school results, which is the WASI results, will be released. Understand that the higher education institutions in your home country are not the only options. So if you are planning on continuing to continue your studies after your high school, do not only limit yourself to the higher education institutions or the universities, the training colleges, the nursing trainings in your home country. There is an opportunity for you to also study abroad. How are you going to do it? That's the reason why we set up this podcast to invite people who have been able to go through the process to share their journey, their experience with you, so that you can also know how to go about it. The reason why you are not where you want to be is because you don't have the information to get there. If you have the information and you're willing to follow it, you will be able to get to the destination you wish to be. People studying abroad on a scholarship are not bigger than you, they are not taller than you. Some of your mates you might have been even smarter than or probably gotten better results than. They are able to study abroad because they took advantage of certain information that made it possible for them. The name is the Fred Effect. Be part of the family. Remember, we'll be responding to your questions. Type them in the comment section. Share this with a friend, a family member, a colleague at work, so that they can also benefit from the ideas and information we share on this platform. My co-host is in the UK, and his name is Ben. I like your glasses. How are you doing, Ben?
Yeah, Fred, I'm doing good, and you?
Is this one medicated? When I used to be like a high school prefect in Suseg, I used to wear some of these glasses just for life, not for any medication or anything like that. Is it medicated or uh it's
Okay, so it's kind of it's made purposely to reduce the intensity of the screen light.
I see. Our guest has an experience studying in being in Asia, originally from Ghana, being in Asia, and now currently studying in the US. There are a lot of national maybe Ghanaian nationals or African nationals in other countries. Maybe they studied there, they are working there, and they want to have an opportunity to also continue their higher education in the US. This man has all the experience and he's going to share with us. It's interesting how many universities he got admitted and a full scholarship to. And now he had to make a decision which one to throw away, which one to select, and all. So he's going to share all the tricks and tips with us so that we can also know how to go about when people are complaining about securing scholarship. And this man had about a lot of them and had to decide which one to choose from. Bro, how you doing?
I'm good, Fred. How are you?
So for people seeing your handsome face for the first time, kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Nathaniel Mensah. Okay, so Nathaniel Kojo Mensah, and that's I use the Kojo and the Mensah, and I have Kojo Mens. I was born in Takwa, back in Ghana. I schooled in Takwa until we're transferred. My father was working in the mines over there, so he was transferred to Kumasi. I moved to Kumasi with him, Konongo specifically. Then later, I moved to Takrady with him and my mom. That's where we settled back um, in Takrady. And once in Takrady, I completed my junior high school in at Services Basic High School. It was I think Armed Forces Schools. It was part of the Armed Forces Schools. Then from there, I continued to secondary college, then to University of Education, Winneba, where I read English language education, and after which I moved to, uh, maybe other questions will bring it up. So that's it, basically.
I see. So, how old were you before leaving Ghana?
Oh, when I left Ghana, I should be in my 30s,
Oh,
sort of.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
And what was your highest academic qualification prior to leaving?
That was my BA English language education.
I see. So some people, try working on maybe moving to the US. It doesn't work, and so they try to go to another country, and then later on, move to their dream country. Was it that? Was that the decision you had, or maybe you just had an opportunity in Asia and decided to go there, and then now another opportunity comes up in the US?
Exactly. That's what happened. I didn't plan on going to Asia because I wanted to go to the US or any other country.
Mm.
So after school, I worked at Christ the King Methodist Preparatory School as a teacher. Now, whilst working there, now I'm a Methodist, so I was working in my church's school. So whilst working there, there was an opportunity that came up with Compassion International. Now,
Okay.
this Compassion International was working with children and all those kind of things. And I had the opportunity to become the project director at Compassion International. So
Mhm.
when that is the local for that is Christ the King Child Development Center. So whilst working there for about 5 years, I got an opportunity to travel to uh, the Thailand, that is Asia. So I moved from uh, Ghana to Thailand based on that. Then from Thailand, through education, I came here to the United States of
Awesome. We are speaking with Kojo Mens. I like the branding, and this is somebody who has had the opportunity to move to Asia, Thailand, and then now move to the US. He's going to share his experience, his journey with us. How did he go about it, the whole study abroad process? And there are lots of African nationals who are in other countries, like in Asia, like in the Thailand, last you spoke about. I'm sure you were not the only Ghanaian there. There were other Ghanaians over there. I have opportunity to talk with a lot of other students in different countries, and they ask me how they can relocate to the US. So before we start with the whole thing, did you move back to Ghana before coming to the US, or directly from Thailand?
Directly from Thailand. I didn't have to move back to Ghana. I've mixed Ghana though. I wish
Okay,
I could
but right now there is an instance where you have to attend the interview in your home country. Can you explain during your interview? Was it like that? Were you asked to go to your home country? Were you thinking about going to your home country to get it approved? What was the thought?
No, I never even thought about going back to Ghana to do this process all together because I was living legally in Thailand,
Yeah.
so there was no reason to actually go back to Ghana to do it. Once you are living legally in another country, I think you can take your interview.
Exactly. And in case you're wondering, if you're listening to us, the new directive does not say that. Here's the thing: if you are a resident, so for example, Ben is a resident in the UK, you can attend your US visa interview in the embassy in the UK. But if you are from Ghana, for example, and you're not a resident in Togo, you cannot go there for the interview. So that's how it is. So at the moment, as at the time that Kojo Mens was applying for the visa, he was a resident in Thailand. So that qualified him to apply for the visa in Thailand. But now, if you're a Ghanaian, you cannot go to Cote d'Ivoire as people used to do for your interview, Sierra Leone, and the other countries. This is the Study Abroad podcast. If you're just tuning in, we'll be responding to your questions in the comment section. Please drop them. Let's know which country you're watching us from. What time is it at your end? And Ben, let's get going. Ben, your microphone is muted. You have to unmute it.
Yeah, Kwajo, I hope everything is fine.
Yeah, I'm good, Ben. I'm good. Thank you all.
You thank God. I was listening to your introduction, and that one alone is like somebody see you.
I understand.
Hey, Kwajo.
Boss.
So what was the secret? We just want to know the strategies. That's our mission. Because there are thousands of people out there who wants to move and study outside. So try and let us know some of the secret.
Ben, I don't know if we can really talk about it as a secret because the information is out there. Thanks to people like you, people like Fred, and other people who are in the study abroad space, this information is out there for us to make use of it. The truth is that I wish that everyone will get the opportunity to study outside the country, outside of Ghana, especially in the US, in the UK, in other countries, where you don't even need to pay for it. You know, there are opportunities like that, and I don't see why you should not take advantage of it, because it builds you up. It gives you a different perspective of life. So the question is, how did I do it? Now, in the fall of 2024, I attempted to apply to schools. And in this conversation, I will situate myself as one of the normal average students. I'm not trying to push myself out there as one of the best 4.0 student. I wasn't one. I'm being in all honesty, I wasn't one. But what
So
did I do?
can you give us the range if you're comfortable?
Oh, I was in 3 point something there
3
about,
point,
but
okay.
I
Uh,
wasn't 4.0
okay.
student. Yes.
All right.
So what happened is that I taught in the fall of 2024. I was like, oh, I'll apply for this study abroad thing, because I was kind of hearing about it, about study abroad and those kind of stuff. And I've seen the video of Fred Effect going around. Really, to be honest, I didn't really take interest in it. I felt like, oh, okay, if it's just about applying for schools, I think I can do it. So in the fall of 2024, I just did anything haphazardly. It wasn't something that I had planned to do. I just tried to do anything. I applied to schools anyhow. And if you do something anyhow and all those kind of things, the kind of responses you are going to get, unfortunately, we have reviewed your application, but unfortunately, we have reviewed your application, but unfortunately, this is a series of things that I got, and I was like, but how do people say they get scholarship on Fred's program? Is it that they are lying, or they are not telling people the truth, or what exactly is it? So it was then I said to myself that no, I have to sit up, go and check exactly what people do to get the scholarships, because we hear several people come tell us about they winning scholarships and all those kind of things. That why not me? Why is it that I can't be one of those people? So after getting this series of unfortunately in my emails, I just said that no, study abroad for 2024 is just not for me. So I just closed my mind. I came back to the drawing table. On my Facebook, I pinned Fred Effects page on my Facebook, so that any post he makes, I'll be there to see what the post is about. And
Wow. So you weren't just following, you pin. That's
exactly.
interesting.
Exactly, because I needed the information. I realized that the difference between the one who got the funding and me, who was getting this, unfortunately, it's just because of information. It's something I didn't know. That's why I couldn't do what was expected of me. So I pinned his Facebook page down and started looking through what exactly people are doing. Whatever Fred makes a post about something, I'll just go and read it, see what is it about, how does this contribute to study abroad journey and all those kind of stuff. And so I was just looking at these things. Then luckily enough, he started doing this series where he was talking about schools and programs that you can get out. And this is my book. I'm being honest to the viewers. I respect the viewers. I respect you. This is the book I use. It's a what do you call it? It's a diary. So I just took this diary and I said to myself that my background is English education. Uh, Completed from the University of Education, Winneba. So I said to myself that, okay, Fred is posting about programs that people are doing. Because I am into English education, I can do English related programs. I can do education related programs. So this was my focus, that exactly where will I fit in? And in Thailand, I was teaching English over there. And when I got there, I realized that, okay, so teaching English to speakers of other languages is a big deal. It's a huge deal over there because if you have the right certification, you can be really working and getting good money, good salary over there. And so I said to myself that, okay, so with this program that I want to take, then I have to sit down. After my disappointment in fall of 2024, I just sat down because I realized that the application period was between August to somewhere around March. So from January, I started sitting up to look up for programs that I could do. I went to Fred Effects, the YouTube. I saw various programs that he had shared from various schools. And this is the book that, as I showed you, I used. What I did was that I went in there and I wrote about the programs that I could do, the schools that were available, and the programs that they were offering around education and around English teaching. So this was my focus because of what I was doing back then. So I realized that, okay, let me put these things down and see. And one thing I got to know when I started doing this, that there are requirements from every school. One particular school's requirements will not be the same for another school. So this is where probably we get wrong. So for example, I wrote down here that Eastern Michigan University, SOP 5.
You could be a good researcher. When you speak, nobody can challenge you. You're speaking with evidence. Yeah,
Yes, of course. Exactly. This is exactly what I did. So I go to, for example, if I don't know whether
yeah,
people
they
can
can
see
see.
from here.
Yes.
Okay. So
Can see.
this is exactly what I did. Some people will come and talk about using the laptop, using what do you call it?
Spreadsheet, Google Sheet.
Spreadsheet, Excel, and all those kind of things. It's good, but I want to be like the traditional normal student in Ghana. What do? We love writing. We love to write whatever we come across.
Even the Google Sheet alone is discouraging to some people.
Exactly. We don't even know what exactly how to use it. So we can't even make, where do we start from, and all those kind of things. This is why I started from. I use this diary. It is a 2023 diary from Methodist Church Ghana. This is my diary. So I just picked up the diary and I write Eastern Michigan University.
I can see
SOP.
all the emails.
Exactly, SOP 500 words. And we have, what do they need? They need 2 letters of recommendation. The program coordinator, the name is Professor Jeff Popo, and his email. So I knew that this is what I needed. So I wrote these 2 things down. Rice State University, 5 pages writing sample, the Deborah Crusan, and the email. So I started doing this and knowing exactly the programs that I might probably fit. Then, for example, if you get to Western Michigan University, I have all these written down. So Western Michigan, we have David. Now that one, you have to send the email through the website. And I had to note all these things down. So after doing this, starting from somewhere January, I realized that I came down and, okay, so these were the general English programs. I came to education programs, then curriculum and instruction programs. So I had all these things written down to know that where will I actually fit. Now, I then came to teaching English to speakers of other languages because that was what I was doing. My background is English education. I'm teaching English to speakers of other languages because Thai students are speakers of other language. They speak Thai, and this is what I'm doing. I asked myself, if I want to apply to a program in this field, what is my relevant background? I have my background in English education. This is the job I am doing now. So I think that I will bring to bear a lot than someone who is not coming from that field and doesn't have that experience. So I then said to myself that probably I'll go for that program, teaching English to speakers of other languages. So then I started looking at those schools, and this is it, University of Alabama. So this is what these were some of the things that they were looking for. SOP between 500 to 750 words. Your main research interest where you are and where you want to go, not more than 1,000 words. They take unofficial transcripts, and they take writing sample of 10 to 20 pages, and their application fee was $80. So I write these things down to remind me that this is the requirement. I don't need to be going back and forth to the university website and all that. So when I get to one website and I know they are doing this program,
can you pause just 30 seconds for me?
Very well.
Yeah, I've seen that you are heated. So please, if you just tune in, this is the Freddy First Study Abroad podcast, of course, one of the biggest in town. Today we have privilege to host, to have Kojo Mensah as our guest. And interestingly, he is telling us a story that maybe perhaps no one has ever told us before. That at the beginning of his journey, he wasn't lucky. He started receiving, unfortunately, and he can't count the number of rejections that he got. So what he decided to do now is to change his strategies. And if you can see him holding his diary, he is trying to tell us the strategy he used, and God being so good, he was able to later secure. Now the unfortunately changed to what? Fortunately. So that is the story he's sharing. So I just want us to be, all of us to be at the same page. So please, if you just tune in, you are welcome. Let's listen to the senior man at the moment, Kojo Mensah. Kojo, let's go.
All right. So as I was talking about, so when I looked at my background, I looked at what I was doing currently, that was teaching English to speakers of other language. I said to myself that, no, listen, I will be doing better if I apply to schools, which is related to this thing, because I looked at curriculum instruction, I looked at education related programs, I looked at creative writing, and I asked myself that, listen, my background, I want to do something which is really related. And so I got this book, and that's what I will keep showing to people. This was the first university I wrote down was Alabama, the Northern Arizona University. I'll tell you an interesting story about Northern Arizona University in the course of our conversation. So I got to Northern Arizona University. I wrote down that you have to apply by middle of November. Letter of intent should be 2 to 3 pages, 2 letters of recommendation, on an official transcript. Application fee was $65. So these were the things that I wrote down. University of Georgia, they were taking the resume, they were taking statement of purpose, unofficial transcript. The program was TESOL and World Languages Education. The program coordinator's name, the interest should be multicultural education. The application fee was $100. So you see, when I had all this information from these various schools, I could now sift the schools down and say to myself that, okay, so now which schools am I applying to, and which ones am I not applying to? So this is around March, because I started in January. So around March, I had now settled on the schools I will be applying to, and this is what I had. MAT schools to apply. So I had them written in red, just so that I will not forget those schools. And the schools I noted down: Ball State University, University of Alabama, Minnesota State University, Eastern Michigan University, University of Mississippi, Northern Arizona University, Kent State University, and Southern Illinois University. So these were the schools that I had noted that I am applying to.
This is a serious hard work.
Exactly.
At the moment, I think I've never heard a story like this. Because mostly we've interviewed people whereby they will let us know they had a spreadsheet. So for them, what they do is that any school they apply to, the emails that they send, they try to at least keep track records of it. But I think what you are doing is totally different, and I think most of us can learn from your ability to look at all these universities. And I like your strategy, because we have over thousands of universities out there. So now the point is, which one should I apply to? That one alone is even a hard work. So to be able to go on and then come out with these selected schools means that, in fact, you really mean business. If I'm to set up a business, I wouldn't think about it employing you to part-time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So once I
you are not the steady abroad guru.
once I settled on the fact that this was what the schools I was going for, I knew that nothing is going to change my mind. That these schools are worth applying to, because now whatever information I needed, I had it. As to whether they give funding, I wasn't in doubt whether they give funding or they don't give funding. I wasn't in doubt about the program I was going to take. So I had all these things sorted. I knew that this was what I was going to do, and that was it. So by this was, let's say, around March thereabout, where I know 2025. I'm talking about 2025. I knew that, okay, so these are the schools that I was going to apply to. Then came the SOP. How do I write my statement of purpose? I had to sit down. What was my background? What is what happened? How did I take an interest in English? Um, what did I do? Where did it take me to? What are the things that
Can you take your time and then list your subheadings one after the other? Because I think this is where we are missing it, especially in this age of Chat GPT. We just go, oh, write SOP, so and so for me. But I think what you're saying is very important that our viewers need to understand, especially those of us struggling to put down a very strong SOP. Because the truth of the matter is that I think I've never seen a university that, okay, let me put it this way in order to be sure. Most of the universities out there, especially for master's program or PhD program, would demand that you submit SOP.
yeah.
So please, listen to the strategy Kojo used, and I'm sure it's going to help us. So please take your time and list the subheadings for us. It's very important.
Very well, very well. So then came the time that I have to write my SOP. So what were the questions I asked myself? Now, one SOP will not be the same requirement for another university. So one university requirement for one SOP will not be the same requirement for another school's SOP. And the challenge that I see when I review some people's SOP, that is a challenge that I see, that they write one SOP and they think that it can fit for almost all universities. If you are here and you want to go into this program, this is what you have to do. Go to the university website, take your time, look at what exactly the school is asking you for. What are they asking of you to include in your SOP? Just do that. But generally, what you have to think about is your background. Why did you choose the program that you want to do, you want to read? There are millions of programs. Why English? For example, me in my situation. Why do you want to do engineering? Why do you want to get into urban planning? Why do you want to get into nursing? What are the things that came together to push you? Now, the difference between ChatGPT generated SOP and your generated SOP is the fact that ChatGPT cannot specifically talk about your background specifically for you. So you see that whatever that it will generate for you is quite generic. It's the normal SOP. But if you add your own experiences, for example, in my case, my father loves education. He pushed me and he was getting me to read and all those kind of things. So I love reading right from childhood. I knew I liked reading. I preferred reading to maths. I preferred reading to science. Reading was more like everything for me, and it made me discover a lot of things more than I would do in science or in math. I wasn't really a good student as far as math was concerned, because finding X will always be a problem for me. I felt it was so abstract. You can't really see exactly what they are asking you to do. So it was really a challenge for me. But English, as far as I can remember, was one of my strong subjects that in senior high school I did general arts. So it was always almost a trajectory towards that point. So in my SOP, I talked about my childhood, how my dad will help us read. So that was how it began. And I spoke about when I went to the university. Now, what I was doing in the university as an English student, I got into the debating club. I got into, I became the president of the English Student Association. I was part of the Students Council where I became a secretary, writing what do you call it, the constitution, rewriting the constitution, redrafting the constitution, and I was the secretary. So all these experiences were laid bare in my SOP. Now, talking about after my education, I taught in Christ the King Preparatory School. I moved to Thailand and I'm teaching. I brought all this to bear and letting the people, my readers understand that, oh, because of my multicultural dimension, now I relate to people who do not speak English and still get a successful thing. So it was mostly based on my background. But mind you, it will always differ from one school to the other school. So even if you have this body of SOP, then you try as much as you can to see the requirement that every school wants. Then you tweak the SOP to meet what exactly they want from you. So I wrote these things down, made sure that the names of the school. And you see, one thing is that you can see a program in one school, but in another school, it is the same program, but a different name. And if you are not careful and you are in a rush, you can take one school's name, the name of the program, to represent another school because you will think that, oh, it's all engineering. But maybe the way they have rendered the name in another school will be quite different. So you have to be very particular about all these things. So in writing my SOP, whenever I write, I use the school to save it. So for example, Minnesota State University, then I save it. And I'll go and check from the university website what they have. I have written them down here, their requirements, so that I'll be checking to see that that is exactly what I have. Now that I know that that is what I have, I move on to the next school. So this is what I did, and I wrote down my SOP for the various schools, and I knew that, okay, now I am satisfied with the SOPs that I had to do. The next thing that was crucial for me was recommendation letters. Recommendation letters has been something that I think we really struggle with a lot. Now, I had completed University of Education. I'm in Thailand. Can you imagine how do you then connect with your former lecturers? Because if you are in Ghana, you can easily go back to your lecturers and have connection with them and probably get them to write for you. But you send messages to your lecturers because you are not there, they will not respond to you. And as I told you, that once I made up my mind that these are the schools that I am writing to, for example, I reached out to my lecturers and I made them know that this is what I was doing, and they told me that this they will be doing it for me. And I knew I was applying to 7 schools, and I knew that if I give one lecturer all the 7 schools to write the SOP for me, to write the recommendation letter for me, I will not get it done. It is not possible. So I wrote down, for example, if it is one school, Minnesota State University, the name of my recommender, I will put it there, that this person is supposed to apply to only Minnesota State or only 2 schools. So I know that this person will go into this school. So that I knew that I had arranged all of them. But after I had given them the link for them to input their recommendation letter, something interesting happened. I couldn't get them anymore. I couldn't get their feedback anymore. And I was like, oh, what is happening? Then I remember, because I served as a president of my English department, I was very, very close to the vice president of the SRC, who was also in my class. So I reached out to him and I told him, and he was a what do you call it, teaching assistant back then. So I reached out to him and I told him that I need recommendation letters, but these are the challenges I'm facing. And he, God bless him, he's called Alfred Okonko. He helped me and spoke to some, when we were students, there were some TAs who were also there, but they had now moved on to become lecturers and all those sort of things. So we spoke to them and they agreed that they would write the recommendation letters for me. So I then had to substitute the names that I originally placed there with their names, with the schools that I had to do. And I read back to when I completed University of Education, I did my national service at Takoradi Technical University, and I reached out to one of the lecturers who is called Mr. Isaac Ayipe. I reached out to him, and he also agreed that he would write the recommendation letter for me. So I had a mix of them, from people who would be lecturers and from my academic background. And the school I was in Thailand, also the teachers agreed to write for me. So it was a mixture of people who agreed to write, but just that I was applying to 7 schools, so I will not let one person do all the 7 because it will be tedious for him. And if you are not careful, the person will just have a generic thing sent. So you just assign like 2 to each person, and you know what to do. You mix it up for them, and that is where I got my recommendation letters sent to me.
Interesting. That's a long story. I think even
Yeah.
with this, who has been paying critical attention, this can solve a lot of problems for the person, honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I could picture a lot of things from all that you are saying. Like, and it's like you are not ready to give any excuse.
No, no. You see, Ben, I think one of the things that fueled my interest was the fact that after getting those rejections and going to the university website to see that, for example, a school is giving you, let's say, your tuition is, for example, 50,000 US dollars. A school is waiving that tuition for you. You are not going to pay that 50,000, and they tell you that come to our school and we'll give you money that you will use for your rent, you use for to buy other stuff for your
I've
daily
seen
life.
where you are coming from.
Exactly. So I felt like, then, like, Charlie, this is
So,
whatever that I have to do.
Better than the free SHS in Ghana, right?
Exactly. Because whatever I had to do was nowhere close to the amount of money that was going to be invested in me. This SOP thing that you are writing, that if you were to quantify it, it would be like $20. It is nowhere close to the $50,000 they are waiving for you and giving you stipends that take and eat, spend. Like, it's nowhere close to it at all. So this is what I felt like, okay, if I sit down and I go through the hard work, I know that at the end of the day.
But don't you think that sometimes we are limited as to the things to write in our SOP? So, for instance, if we take the Ghana traditional education system, especially in the university, you complete. I remember when I was in level 100 or 200, I wanted to do internship. Could you imagine? I sent letters, but then I was in Kaswa. I sent letters to the schools around, and they were not willing because they were thinking that maybe they have to pay me or something of that sort. And none of them. I was willing to volunteer myself, but none of the schools they were willing, because by then they have employed those straight from SHS, the Ghana private university system and university education system. They usually depend on the senior high school graduates for them to be teaching. So I was thinking like maybe they think that they have to pay me something they can't, so therefore they are not going to offer me the opportunity to do my interns there. And I struggled until I finally got one. So here's a system whereby you complete you be 4 years in university, and if maybe for the fact that you are an activist, that maybe you can involve yourself in student activities or student politics, you complete, and the only thing you can boast of is your transcript. Therefore, how can you write SOP that can help you win this kind of scholarship?
Yeah, Ben, it will interest you to know that these whites, the simple stories we in Ghana we ignore, it makes sense to them so much. It will interest you to know. The whites are such that things that in Ghana probably we will consider as nothing means really, really a lot to them. So, for example, you don't need to reinvent the wheel in writing your SOP. Think about the basic things around you. You are an engineering student. Remember the times that you were making this car where you put this wood on your
On your,
shoulder
yes,
with your the steer
I
and
remember
it,
that good old days.
exactly. It is a good way to start your SOP. It is, you don't need to work in what do you call it, one automobile company before you can write your SOP. So something like that, telling them of your interest when you were a child, that when you were growing up, this is what propelled you to take science. When I was growing up, I loved to talk. It was part of me. I love to debate. It is part of me. This is
I wish all the students in the senior high school by now, all level 100 universities are watching this program, honestly, because you are giving keys that it might take them ages to know unless they're able to chance on this podcast,
yeah.
because these are basic things we need to capture. You know, sometimes I wonder, because if you look at the system, how then can we show off? But I'm
Exactly.
happy from where you are coming from. It makes a good sense. And thank you for bringing this out.
Exactly, because the white man doesn't know this what do you call a car that we were talking about, this a Kampun car that we are talking about, or the Oshoda. He is fascinated by it, that as a
And you know,
young child, how
sometimes
did
we
you get
even use mock Conco. Those days,
exactly,
we use mock Conco to
exactly to make those kind of cars and
cars.
all those. It's some, that is where we should start from. I think in our SOP, whenever you are supposed to write your SOP, reflect back, think back on when you were a child, the very things that got you going, the very things that got you happy, the things that you see somebody who is going to do construction engineering, and you remember that during our childhood we were building this what do you call it, building with the palm fronts. If you
Yes,
especially during Christmas,
yes, I
we'll build.
remember.
Exactly. This is where you have to start your SOP from. This is where it gets the admission committee engaged to like, oh wow. So this person is not just coming from only academic. There is something that pushed him to come here to get to this point. So let's reflect to the very simple, easy things which were in our childhood days. They are the things that will get you going. They are the things that you get. Somebody who is going into home economics, and he or she remembers how he was cooking at home, helping mommy at home, dishing food out, and all this starts from there. It is
Yeah,
the
where they
simple
will
thing.
tell you, if you don't wash the bowls, they will not give you your food to eat.
Exactly, and these are the things that touches the white man's heart, because he doesn't see it. So if you rely on ChatGPT, these are the things ChatGPT cannot give you. It cannot tell you because it doesn't understand that thing. So you bring out that unique story that you have, that even your struggles include it. If your, whether it is academic struggle, whether it is what getting employment and all those kind of things, include it in the SOP. Be yourself. Project yourself. That is where your CV is as good as your SOP. Your resume is very good, very important. Your academic CV is very important. But your SOP, that is where you can sell yourself. That is when you can tell them that, listen, my brain and my baby do how it's a huge journey I've gotten. So what I'm reading, I'm writing to you, you should be happy about it. And this is where you sell yourself. It's like selling yourself to someone to give you $50,000 for free.
So could you, after selling yourself in your SOP, your CV, and your letter of recommendations, how many scholarships did you get after the numerous rejections?
So in 2024, it was a bad news, but in 2025, oh my goodness, it was a good news actually. So let me start off from here. Now, one thing I forgot to talk about is sending cold emails. So you see, there were a lot of schools that I had earmarked, and I sent out cold emails asking. Some of the schools
with the
I
code
didn't
emails,
earmark.
did you learn it from the Fred Effect or somewhere?
Exactly from the Fred Effect. But one thing, okay, thank you for even bringing this up, because it helps me to talk about the other people. Now, when I was tied down to Fred Effect's page, seeing whatever he was posting and all those kind of things. Now through Fred Effect, I saw another gentleman who was doing sort of study abroad process, and his name is Aaron Inspires. And Aaron Inspires was also giving schools, which and especially talking about West evaluation. So Aaron Inspires also brought that dimension. And through Fred's platform, I saw Fela GHTV, especially on TikTok. And so I was following, and that is for on TikTok, you get the opportunity to meet them live, where you can ask questions and all those kind of things. So I started participating and getting feedback and ideas as to what I can do. Then there is McRae Soga. His channel too was giving very valid information about study abroad. The thing is that, let me share to someone here. This study abroad process, it is not for the 4.0 students alone. It is not for the rich men.
Can you repeat it again? I didn't hear.
To my brother and my sister who are listening to me, this study abroad program, it is not for the 4.0 students alone. I think that when I was back in school, I felt like, if you hear somebody is studying abroad, you are like, hey, Charlie, guy, you read your wabion. Charlie, the number of people who are here who don't know anything, you have no idea. You are far off, you are better off than somebody who is even studying in the United States. So it's not only for those who are having 4.0, it is not for only the rich men's children. Look, if you, no matter where you come from in Ghana, you can also come and study abroad. You must.
I'm sure we have people watching us from Nigeria, Cameroon, and then some other countries in Africa. So try and then don't limit it.
No matter. Okay, so let me go
continental.
Yeah, so let me go to my Nigerian brothers, that no matter where you are watching from, if you are watching from Ikeja, you are watching from Kano, you are watching from you are Yoruba, wherever you are watching from, the African continent, it is possible for you to study abroad, and you must. The one who is watching, you must study outside Ghana. It is something you must do. In fact, you will help your generation if you take this step. You will help your junior brothers, you will help your senior brothers, you will help people around you, your friends, if you take this step to study outside the country.
Interesting one. If you take this step to study outside, you will help the entire family. That is the message Kojo is trying to bring on board. And please, if you just tune in, let's know, type in the comment section the country you are watching us from, and we will try as much as possible to project it for others to see. So thank you, Kojo, for how far you have brought us. So now the point is, a teacher in Thailand, and somebody will say, oh, you've traveled, you're okay. So why would you still decide to move from Thailand to the USA?
All right. So it will be interesting to know that when people I'm not one who really talks about where I am at every point in time. A lot of people were guessing where exactly is he. People felt like I was in somewhere Asia because of one or two pictures I will post. You will see that there is something Asian about it, but they really didn't know where exactly I was. And when people get to know that I'm in Thailand, they are like, "Ah, na Thailand, what are you doing in Thailand?" It's like are you growing rice or to be honest with to be honest with you, I was living very comfortably in Thailand. Like it is good there. Like for teaching that people struggle with in Ghana and they don't get much money back home. My goodness, if you are in Thailand, you feel like you are a rich man. Like the economy is not too difficult, it's not too hard economy. And I was living very, very well. And I could have chosen to live there very well. But I said to myself that based on just applying with the bachelor's of education, if I am getting this money, then I'm wondering that if I do my master's, especially in an English speaking, a Western country, and for example, if I should go back to Thailand, actually, I am a millionaire, cry. You understand? I
It's
will
like
be.
you get vision, oh.
Oh, of course,
How do
of
you
course.
dream like that?
Um, Ben, we are not coming from a rich man's household. We are just an okay family. But you ask yourself that with your friends, your family, and people around when they need help. Ben, let me share this thing with you. In Ghana, I was not mobile. I was doing quite well in Ghana. You see, I am into music. I sing a lot and all that. So I was moving from church to church and all those kind of things. And I
And
never went to any
shabu.
church.
Those people you call shabu.
Yeah, but that's the disclaimer. I never went to any church where I asked for any money. And you see, during that time, I was coming up in the music ministry and people were getting to know me. But then, when after you are done with, you see, there is one thing to know about fame and its correspondent success. Because when you are done with the program and people are like, oh, Charlie, this guy is good and all those kind of stuff, you come home and your landlord is asking for his rent. Nobody will tell you that, oh, he's a famous man, so let him live in your house. And because of the kind of fame that you are getting, you are not able to also ask for anybody for money. You get it. You can't ask for money from anyone. And when people see you like that, they come to you. They feel like, oh, they should come to you and ask you for help because they also need help and all those kind of stuff. And it gets to a point you have to sit down and ask yourself that if I continue the way I am going in the next 5, 10 years, where will I be? I think I will give birth and my child will be disappointed in me. He might not be able to say it, but he will come and meet a very famous father who has nothing. He will come and meet somebody who is almost everywhere and has nothing. So I had to sit myself down and talk to myself that listen, this is a journey you have to take. And thanks be to my brother, Lloyd Paco. He was instrumental in helping me travel to Thailand. He bought my ticket, helped me with almost everything, even up till now. He's been helping me so much. And this is where I realized that no, I have to make something for myself. So when I took that step, the world became bigger than it was in Ghana when I was in Ghana. When I was in Ghana, probably I was seeing things quite small. I was seeing things just around myself. But you travel and you realize that there are so many opportunities that if you placed yourself or positioned yourself well, you would be a better person in no time. So I was living very comfortably in Thailand, but I asked myself that if just bachelor's of education will get me this amount of money, what will masters in US? Because I will then use it in my bargaining when I'm coming to apply to your school. That was the vision. That was what was propelling me, pushing me. because I knew that I cannot always be there and rely on just the little that you have. If you have a future that you are looking forward to, you have to sometimes take a critical decision where you have to be moving from this point to this point, and you have a projection that in the next few years, this is going to change about you. So this is what propelled me. And in prayer, the Lord also started directing me and helping me. And if Fred is talking about it, if Aaron Inspires is talking about it, if a lot of people, Festus Enu, they are all talking about it, it means there is something good in this study abroad journey that somebody must take it. Hey, can you imagine that I'm living in a white man's land and I don't buy food for myself? Like they give me money that I should spend on my own. Hey, Charlie, then.
Oh, interesting. So we will come back to the scholarship. We will come back to the scholarship issue again.
Exactly. I didn't mention that. Yeah.
Yes. So you mentioned that we can that. So we have Teresa watching us from Ghana, Ashanti region. We have Atongo Listo. Atongo said he's also in Thailand.
Oh, okay. Somebody come Atongo.
Yes. Then we have Dennis Prince, who is also watching us from Kenya. Vanessa, thank you. Watching us from Ghana. John also watching us from Ghana. Sekendi Takrade. Adwapa, Ghana. We have Ola Yanju Elijah. He is from Nigeria, but he's watching us from Germany. So today, people in Germany are watching you. So that wonderful. Is how far the Fred Effect is taking you to.
Wonderful.
Then we have Bridget also watching us from Ghana. Akwasi A+, Russia, Putin Krofonivia. So thank you, Akwasi, for watching. How's the weather in Russia at the moment? I think that place can be very cold.
Yeah.
So please, you can let us know where you are watching us from in the comment section. Okay, Kojo, interview in a foreign country. How is the feeling?
I was nervous. I was not sure what to expect. And once again, there was a go-to person that I had to reach out to help me. So I reached out to the Fred Effect and told him that, boss, this is where I've gotten to in my study abroad journey. I'm getting close to the interview. You have to help me because I need help. It gets to a point you have to admit that you really need help, because now that I was especially going to take the interview in Thailand, I didn't know exactly what to expect, especially from a third country. I reached out to him, and let me even talk about booking the interview. It was one of the easiest things that can ever happen to you in Thailand. Booking the interview session was so easy, super easy. No stress. Dates were available. I just went on. I even had to choose a later date because I wanted to prepare myself. By March, I had all my funding that I needed, so I had to prepare myself. So I booked somewhere in April, and I reached out to Fred Effect. He took me through preparation and all those kind of things. And if you ever got to know how I was on the page and he was interviewing me, it was a hard training where you think that you have given a lot of thought to all the things that you are going to say, and Fred will rubbish everything, and you have to go back and put in the work again. Because I was like, I've gotten the what do you call it? I've gotten the scholarship I needed. I can't let this one opportunity destroy everything again. So I had to put in the work day and night, stand before the mirror, be like you are speaking to yourself and recollecting.
So before that, I want to ask this, please. You can put your answer in the comment section. Those of us preparing for visa interview or had already gone for a visa interview, did we stand in the mirror to practice? So let's hear from the comment section and we'll try to read it aloud. Just be honest. Okay, could you continue?
So you have to start
I'm
before.
asking that because it's a very nice strategy, but I
Mm,
don't know. People feel they are talking to themselves in a mirror, but that's the
yeah,
only way to boost your confidence.
yeah.
That's the only way, but it's rather unfortunate. We don't want it.
Mm. So I speak to yourself in the mirror, remind yourself, join other groups where people will be different time of the day they will be meeting. You just go and pitch your info there to see how they will judge your demeanor, your fluency, and all those kind of stuff. And the D-Day came, and I went to the visa interview. But let me talk even about the scholarship before the visa interview, or it has a correlation. Now, when I applied, Northern Arizona University were the first to respond with full funding. Now, we actually had an interview before somewhere in January of 2025. I applied early because, mind you, I told in my earlier book I had written the dates that I had to, because when you read the university website, when you go there, they will tell you that first application within this period. So I knew that by middle of November I have to be done by applying to Northern Arizona University, which I did. So by what do you call it? By January, I had an email from them. They had spoken to me about an interview. I scheduled the interview with them. It was like 5 a.m. in the morning. There were two professors who interviewed me. It was basically around teaching and how to handle people from different backgrounds. That was almost what the interview was about. So after doing all that, I now had to wait for the real final, what do you call it, scholarship. So I was waiting for the other schools and all those kind of things. And fortunately, now this time it wasn't unfortunately. The story had changed from unfortunately to fortunately. Congratulations, you have been picked and all those kind of stuff. And I'm like, I thank God. So that night, you can imagine me on Alpha Hour. My goodness, it was all about Thanksgiving.
Share the link. Share the link.
I tell you, that night was all about Thanksgiving. I gave thanks to God because seeing my letter with my name saying, "Dear Nathaniel Mensah, you have been awarded the scholarship of blah 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 tuition and all those kind of stuff." I was like, me today, me. I have also said this. So it was an overjoyous moment for me. I really really loved every bit of it. Then when I got it, I secured the funding. I got the visa interview. So I went to the visa interview with Northern Arizona University because it came very early. By February, they have confirmed my application, and they have confirmed my funding. Everything was intact. So I went to the visa interview with Northern Arizona University, which I got the visa by God's grace. Now, this is the catch. After the visa interview, then Southern Illinois University also reached out to me with full funding. Then Minnesota State University also reached out to me with full funding. So I had three fully funded opportunities. Three fully funded opportunities.
Wow.
But by the time they came in, I had already gone for my visa interview and my visa was successful. Three fully funded programs. I applied to seven. All the seven gave me admission, but some of them gave me partial. It was partial scholarships. So when the partials come in, I also write in. Or unfortunately, I will not be able to come to your
So
school.
let's take our time here. So can you mention the schools and the program you applied to, so that some of
Okay.
our viewers can also take note? Maybe they can try their hands, or we we don't know. Maybe they can try their hands on it. Since you rejected those scholarships, we can get it.
Okay. So the schools I applied to: the University of Alabama, University of Mississippi, Northern Arizona
No,
University.
So no, so you mentioned the university and then the program, so that
All of them, all of them were teaching English to speakers of other languages. All of them.
oh, so
Yes. One program. One program. I knew that this was what I had to do. So
Kwajo is strategic.
all of them, all of them. There were other programs I was considering, for example, creative writing in Syracuse and Vanderbilt University. But I started the application, but I didn't submit it. I started and I didn't submit it. But for these schools, I applied to all of them, and that was University of Alabama, University of Mississippi, Northern Arizona University.
If you could take your time so that we share the universities you're mentioning to people, so they get to know these universities we are talking about. For some people, this could be the first time they are hearing about it.
Exactly.
So what is the first school?
So let's go to Northern Arizona University.
Okay.
That's my
and that's a very good university. I visited the campus 2 years ago. Very beautiful campus. So I'm going to share the website of Northern Arizona in case this is your first time you're hearing about such a university. Yeah, this is the campus of this is the website of Northern Arizona. It's called NAU, and it's located in a city called Flagstaff. I have one of my very good friends, Dorcas. Shout out to Dorcas. This is the university she graduated from. Very beautiful campus located in the northern part of Arizona. This is one of the places, Arizona does not have snow, especially if you are around the capital, Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix.
But the northern part of Arizona, they experience snow, so it's a good place. Which other university, bro?
Okay, so Kent State University.
Okay, Kent State University. And for people who are not very familiar, Ohio is one of the places that have like universities scattered around the entire region. And so if you come to the southern part of Ohio, you have University of Cincinnati. If you go to the middle part, Ohio State University, northeast, where that's where Ohio University is. And Kent State, I used to ride my bicycle from Kent State University to University of Akron. It's very close. So there is University of Akron. There is Kent State University. You see Cleveland State University, about 1 hour drive from Kent State, and then Youngstown State University, about 20 minutes drive from Kent State. So this is a very good university. The good thing is that they don't require transcript evaluation. Very good school if you want to apply to Kent State University as well. All right, let's move on.
St. Cloud State University.
Yeah, I remember we had an admissions officer from St. Cloud State University. If you've not watched that video, he came to speak to us about the scholarships available in this school. Amazing university. It's located in St. Cloud, a city in a state called Minnesota. Minnesota is one of the good places if you want to study in the US. All right, let's move on.
So the interview you had with him, that's why I even went to that.
Wow,
to that
nice.
school. Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Minnesota State University, Mankato.
Okay, so still in the same state, Minnesota State University. I have a couple of friends at many. And which campus is it? Is it Mankato, Moorhead, or what campus?
Mankato.
Okay, great. So this is also the website of Minnesota State University. Remember, it's a system. So we have what we call the Minnesota University System. So we have one at Mankato, there's one at Moorhead, and then we have University of Minnesota Twin Cities as well. So there's a lot of campuses when it comes to the University of Minnesota school system. Which other university?
Southern Illinois University, where I am now,
Okay.
at Cambodge.
All right. So Southern Illinois University. Remember, they also have the Southern Illinois University system. So there is the Southern Illinois University at Carbondale, Edwardsville, and there are a lot of other campuses. And each campus would have a separate website where you have to apply if you want to. All right. So this is where you are at the moment. And my question was, I knew you had a couple scholarships to different universities. For people who are encountering the same thing that because I have admissions to this school, that school. Which school should I choose? What informed your decision to select the school that you are in at the moment?
Mr. Fred.
Yeah.
So now you have three fully funded universities, scholarships,
And
and you
these
are
three
like
fully funded were Northern Arizona University, Southern Illinois University, and which other university?
Minnesota State University.
Okay, so what informed your decision? If somebody is in that limbo, they have a lot of options. What can you say in terms of what should they base their selection on?
Okay, so Fred, you see, the first thing was that I had even gone for my visa interview and I had gotten it with Northern Arizona University. Now
Yeah.
these other two comes up and you are like, hey, what do I do? This is where you have to understand that there are people who are in the system who could really talk to you about certain things you will never know. There are people who will give you certain ideas and tips. So my first instance was coming back to you that Fred, I had gone through this process, you were there with me, and this is the situation. Now I have Northern Arizona, I have Southern Illinois, I have Minnesota. What do I do? And you said, okay, speak to Hetty, speak to Miss Hetty about Southern Illinois, and let's see what the situation is there. And Hetty also, Miss Hetty also introduced me to a brother here called John.
Yeah.
And John is in the same program that I am going into.
Oh,
So
okay.
he better spoke to me about what to expect in the school. And his briefings and all those kind of things gave me an interest and a liking for Southern Illinois. But that was not alone. I also had to reach out to someone in Northern Arizona. And when we spoke, it was like especially with accommodation, was quite expensive over there
That's true.
as compared to Southern Illinois, and both
Yeah.
of them were given the same amount of stipend. So I was like, okay, let me mark this in my calendar because if
So one of the options were cost of living.
exactly cost of
Okay.
living was one thing that really
Yeah. For me, the
influenced my
highest
choice.
rent I paid since I came to this country was in Arizona. When I went to Arizona, I moved from Kentucky where I was paying less than 400, and then I go to Arizona, it was huge. So cost of living obviously in Arizona will be higher than Illinois. So people should base their selection on the standard or the cost of living at where they are going to.
Especially, specifically when you are to decide, though, not when you have one option.
Exactly, but you are right on that.
Yeah.
You are right on that. So cost of living played a crucial role in between Arizona and Illinois, and it will interest you. It will interest you that for Minnesota, it was just about the weather. It was that cold. When I read about it, I was like, "What? I'm not going. I'm not going there." Minnesota was closer to Canada, so you can imagine how cold that place is. And I felt like, oh, okay, with Carbondale, it's a bit okay. I can handle the cold. So I decided. So I spoke with you, and you gave me these options, and I came back to you. You told me your preference that if you wish, I could be here, but I explained myself to you, and you were like, okay. You gave all the blessings, and we prayed also about it, and I felt comfortable coming here as well.
Share the link.
I see. That's great. If you're just tuning in, we've been speaking with Kojo Mens. The conversation has been very inspirational. Just understand that whatever condition, whatever situation, whatever grades you hold, you can also study abroad. Just be positive about the process. Follow Who Know Road, and at the end of the day, you also have a success story. If you have a question, drop it in the comment section. We'll be responding to them. Elijah Mustafa, shout outs to you. Elijah is saying this is an interesting section. Yes, it's a very interesting section. He says some of us send comprehensive emails. Mr. Fred, can you speak about it? And when you say comprehensive emails, what does it mean? Black, if you could explain. Kwasi A Plus, we love you too. Watching us on Facebook, he said, "I love your page."
A Plus is saying that he's dying out of weather in Russia, so he should
right.
try and then come to US. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Shout outs to Dennis. Dennis is watching us on Facebook. Very motivating story. and then I am learning new things. Of course, that's why we are here. We are here to explain how the whole thing works, so that you could learn from it. If you want to talk to us, remember you can request directly, and then you join us in the studio. If you have questions for Ben, if you have questions for Kojamans, we'll be happy to respond to them as well. You said 7 admissions, 3 fully funded. Wow. Mention the schools. We've done that already. This is amazing. Coming from Elijah, watching us on Facebook as well. Okay, so so hard work rewards and I don't understand it. Medal yellow first. Okay, I don't understand this one. What program? He has already spoken about a program. It's called TESOL, teaching English to could you
Speakers
what
of
was the
other
full name?
language.
Speakers of
Yeah,
other
teaching
language.
English. Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, but what qualification do one have to get to apply to such a program? Apart from, if I don't have a bachelor's in education, can I still apply?
Of course, you can.
Mm,
It's more on your interest for languages more than your background.
I see. All right,
Yes, your
and
interest for languages will count.
yeah, I need your help, Jessica from Ghana. Jessica, let's know what exactly the help you need, and we'll be happy to assist you. All right, you can join us live in the studio. If you do have questions, we'll be happy to respond to them. Ben, please let's continue.
Kojo?
Boss.
Okay.
So here we are getting this fully funded
Yeah,
admission.
the
Yeah,
scholarship issue. Yeah.
yeah. Then you go to the visa interview itself on the D-Day. You go, you take your documents that are required of you. You get into the line. I think my interview was scheduled for 9 a.m. By 7 a.m. I was there. I had arrived, was in the line, waited for my turn. Got to when I was in the line and I was seeing the kind of the place was quite relaxed. I don't know. I think that in Ghana the story is that it's quite
Hey, I
tense
thought
over
it's only in Ghana that we be in queue.
there. No, 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 no. Here over there too, there was a queue we had to
We
follow,
do it in
and
Thailand also.
exactly, exactly, exactly. And you see the view and the way they are interacting with the people who are the interviewees. And for me, I spotted one particular view. I saw that she was very chatty. She liked talking a lot, spending, and I was like, in my heart, I was like, oh, I wish I'll be with this view because the way I manage, she's talking a lot. It will give you the opportunity to explain yourself better than maybe the other ones who are not
What is
really.
view? We have some people who are very new.
Sorry, Obipacho, apologies. So the VO is the short of a visa officer. So I've
Good.
seen this visa officer who is friendly, who is chatty, and I could tell that I wish I would be with this visa officer. There were 3 visa officers there on the day. Two, they were all okay and lively, but one was much more chattier than the other people. He was chatting a lot and all those. So uh, when I was in the queue, I was like, oh, I wish I would go to this visa officer because by the time I got there, I had prepared the stress rate had taken me through. I felt so prepared and confident, and the prayer and all those kind of stuff mixed up. I was so like, oh no, I was ready. Now I get to the line, almost two people ahead of me, and luckily the visa officer I wished I would go to, she was the one I went to, and the conversation started. It was like, oh wow, you are from Ghana. What have you been doing in Thailand? And I was like, oh, I've been teaching here for the past 2 years. Uh, I came here in 2023, and I've been teaching English. And I was like, oh wow, that's nice to hear. She went like, what brought you here? What was the decision that made you come here? Is it for um, just for opportunities, better opportunities that brought you here? And I said, obviously, it's because of better opportunities. That's why I'm here. But much more than that, Thailand is more like a center of the world where different people from all backgrounds are coming and they are meeting. So I get to interact with people in that regard. And she was like, "Oh, you have a fully funded scholarship. It means the school is almost paying everything because my deficit for Northern Arizona was $900. Can you imagine? It was just $100. And he was like, the school has paid everything for you. How did you win this scholarship? And I had to explain what I did to her, and she was so happy. And he said, so what will be what you are going to take? And I was like, oh, what will be my major, sort of. And I was like, initially, the truth is, initially, I thought of talking about phonetics, because in language we have these phonetics, morphology, and all those kind of stuff, the syntax and all that. So I thought of talking about phonetics, but I don't know what happened, and I mentioned morphology. When I mentioned morphology, she just looked at me and said, wow, I am also a morphologist. What is morphology? And I was like, hey, where have I gone? Where have I gotten myself into? And interestingly, I could recall this one. It was not part of the interview questions. It wasn't. But by God's grace, I could just then recall what morphology was. And I gave her the response. And she said, oh, that's nice. Can you give me an example of morphology? And I was like, oh my goodness. I gave the example, and she in her what do you call it? Is it cubicle? She in her cubicle, like the bankers. You see how when you go to the bank, somebody is in the cubicle and you are outside. It was just like that. And she just raised her hand and said, give me 5. Immediately she said, give me 5. I said, hey, I pick it. My goodness. I knew, Ben. I knew that no. It was
so it's more like those traditional visa interview questions.
No. Mine was
different.
Mine was nowhere close to it. Mine was nowhere close to it. It was interesting.
Please, if you are watching us, you got to prepare for everything.
Exactly.
Got to prepare for everything.
Exactly. Whatever course or program you are going into, you have to have a fair idea about it, because you never know the visa officer you are going to meet. Probably the person has been in the school you are going to, or he has lived in the States, or he has your program. It can change the conversation within a twinkle of an eye. And it did. And
it's very true. This reminds me our last week podcast, and the lady, our guest, was also like in Germany. Similar thing happened. So, for instance, if you want to go and read economics in Germany, expect this kind of basic questions, like what is economics? So you can't say you are going to read economics and then we ask you what is economics and then you'll be scratching your head. So please don't just select the program. I think that has made Kojo to stand out. He didn't just select the program. It's something like it's part of him. He felt it, that we have over billions of programs out there, but for this one, dear, if we are like 100 people competing, I'm going to stand out.
Well, exactly.
And I think that's the idea. That was his mindset. And by the grace of God, he was able to excel through 7 admissions, 3 fully funded scholarship. Charlie, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I wish you were here so that we pipe some champagne some more. You got to pop some champagne.
Sure.
Your story is very inspiring. Honestly, we hardly hear this, and I have to be frank, we hardly hear this kind of story. All right, so continue.
Yeah, so immediately she went like, give me 5. I knew that, where we have gotten to. It's like a Methodist singing. I just knew that, for this part we have just crossed the river. I just gave her 5, and it was done. I knew that, oh God, where you brought us to is just awesome. So the interview went successfully. We left. She made me drop my my passport, that I'll be receiving it within 3 days. And the system in Thailand is that it is so prompt. Within 3 days, I had a call that where they were asking me where am I told them exactly my spot. They brought my passport. I opened and I saw that the visa is there. I was like,
5 years.
I was like, Ben,
No, it's true. Am I dreaming?
Ben, I slept with my passport that day. Oh. I slept and my passport was just beside me that day. When I wake up, Kakra, I opened it, Kakra, to see whether it's still there or has been vanished.
Interesting.
Oh my
Congratulations
goodness.
once again. So we'll
Thank
come
you,
back to
sir.
the story. We have Abaite. Abaite.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, please, can you on your video?
Oh, you want to see me? Okay.
Yeah, it's a live program. Yeah, so your video needs to be on. We don't want Al-Qaeda people here. Okay.
You can see me, right?
Yes, please. You can speak.
Good. Me, I've always been hoping to join your lives, like to come on board and speak, but I didn't get the chance. So today, my this thing, like, I just wanted to add one thing to what my brother is saying to keep people on track, because I just did everything once. I applied with just one school, one application, everything one. But one thing I would say is that even though when we get prepared, we should learn how to observe when we get to the embassy. If you are not the first person to be asked the question, observe how the VO asks the questions and adapt to it. You might get prepared, but when you get there, you will be over prepared, and then you will be saying things that he has not asked you. And then you end up mixing everything. Yeah, so when you get to the embassy, you should learn to observe, and everything will pick. I'm from Ghana, yes, and I did everything once. Right now, I'm at the University of Oklahoma. Yes,
Oh, okay.
Yes, and right. I just did everything once, and that's the strategy.
So what program are you reading there?
I'm reading organizational communication.
Oh, okay, that's interesting one.
Yes, I'm from KNUST.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
thank you for your advice. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
So please, all that Abaite is trying to say is that when you go to the embassy, try and observe, even from the way the viewer will be interacting or asking the questions to the people that may go in front of him or her, can even serve as a clue, right?
Yeah, because when I went there were 4 people in front of me, and then all the 4 people got denied. So they were all, even 2 of them have full funding. Yes, but they got denied. I also have full funding. So when I got there, I just observed how the VO was asking the questions, and I flow with it. And it was less than just one question he asked, and I had to just nail the head, and then I got everything. So you don't have to, I know you have to prepare, but when you get there, observe and learn, just adjust to it.
Thank you for letting us know. We really appreciate.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. So Abayati has come with another interesting, that's why we always tell people to be tuning into the Fred You Fed. But the certain, we put content people even don't like, they don't share. Please, you have to share, even if you don't like, share. Because the messages we are giving, if we share this link, maybe it might not help you, but somebody may receive it even from your family. That will be a trick the person will learn. It will help the person, and at the end of the day, you also benefit. So what we are doing, we are not interested in telling you what it will be. This is the reality. This is what it is. It is what it is. Some Ghanaian used to use that term. Who is that person?
Yeah, I don't know, but I know that signatures are. It is what it is.
So with the Fred effect, it is what it is. No, but we are not interested in telling you lies for nothing. We bring you people to share their own experience, then you learn from it. So please try and share the link, like, comment, be interactive. Come to our Facebook, ask questions, we'll be responding. Come to our YouTube, we are there. Let's share the link. Let's share. All right. Okay, we have Jojo Aqua. Aqua, can you unmute yourself and on your video? Or your
Hello.
camera, sorry. Yeah.
Good evening. I'm actually in bed.
It's Suma Cinema Beyond.
I'm connecting from Ghana and it's.
Is it lights out there?
Actually, I'm in my bedroom, so.
Okay. Hey, Kojo. When you guys take a cranker, you'll be okay. But no worries, we speak.
Okay, so I have been trying to ask you questions on your life, and today, fortunately, I've been able to join. So I am interested in schooling abroad. Currently, I found one school in Canada.
Okay.
I think University of Calgary. Yeah, and actually, I'm new to this whole process. So I'm finding it very difficult to start the entire process, even though I've watched few videos, but I'm still finding it difficult to start the process, and I need help.
Yeah, so I think in your case, it will be better if you're able to schedule one-on-one conversation with the Fred Effect team, and then we can take it from there. Because since you are new, I don't know where to start from. You get a point. Yeah. So you try, and I have to be frank with you, we have a lot of videos for starters as well. So you go to our YouTube page, you can get a good number of videos that can help you. But irrespective of that, if you still need maybe help, you can then schedule one-on-one conversation, and then we see how best we can help you.
Okay.
So
and then
when you check our Facebook bio, you will see that we have our link for the one-on-one scheduling of the conversation. So you can click on it, and then we'll be willing to help you.
Let's see what information we can give. Jojo, we have to start with your document, right? So what documents have you been able to put together so far, and what did you study at the undergraduate level? What do you intend to study?
Okay, so I am a BSc holder. I studied information technology from the Ghana Telecom University, and currently I have my transcripts, I have my certificates, I have my English proficiency. Yes, these are the documents I have for now.
Is that the only document you have at the moment?
Yes, please.
Yeah, good. So I think you're making some progress. I did not hear passport. I did not hear CV or resume. And I also did not hear statements of purpose. These are other documents that.
Sorry.
No worries. If you have them, no problem. These are other documents that you need to put together. And then there is a proper way of naming your document. If you heard Ben say that we have videos for starters, there's a video on our platform explaining how you can name your documents properly. It has to be properly scanned. Now, the next step will be that you identify at least, with your background in IT, you identify at least 3 to 5 programs that you are interested in. So it could be computer science, it could be computer human interaction, it could be AI, the 5 related programs to what you studied. Then we use these programs to search for universities that offer these programs, and then we will email the HOD sharing our transcript as well as our resume with the HOD. Now they will tell us whether they have the scholarship or not, and then when we get that feedback, that would dictate or determine which university we'll be applying to. So for a start, let's combine our document. Let's come up with 3 to 5 programs we are interested in. And then based on these programs, if you had been able to tell me maybe I have these 3 to 5 programs, I can help you with the universities that offer these programs. To find out if we will get scholarship, we need to talk to the school. All right. Thank you for joining. Ben, if we can move on.
Oh, okay. Kojo?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you receive high five.
Yeah.
And you got your visa, and here you are. So how long have you been in the States?
Oh, I came in August. So probably three
3
months thereabout.
months. Wow.
Yeah.
So how's your 3 months experience?
Oh, every country is very different. Every country is extremely different. Uh, you realize that systems, people have really built systems to the point that you don't need to interact with human beings a lot. The systems just keep working. When I got to the airport, I landed in JFK International Airport. I think on the 10th of is it 10th of August? Yes, I landed at JFK, and you think like you get missing because the airport is so huge, but there are directions telling you exactly where to go, what to do at every point in time, and the willingness of people to also show you around if in case you misinterpret anything is also so huge. So all these things really helped. I won't ever forget when I was carrying my no, even at JFK I didn't have to carry because I had to get another airline from JFK. So I was just moving from the arrival point to another departure point, carrying my backpack, walking around, and I sneezed in the airport, and people were like, about five people, bless you, bless you, bless you, and I was confused. I was like, hey, what is happening
What
here?
is bless you?
I was like, hey, what is happening here? I was like, oh my goodness. You see that people are really different and all those kind of stuff. Food is different. Uh, what we eat is so much different from what the whites eat here. But you have to try and find yourself and adjust to it.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much. I think so far so good. We've been able to hit on most of the most important aspect of it. So now let's try to look at some of the things we missed out. So you mentioned code email.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that are supposed to, what are some of the ingredients that should go into the code email to make it very cold to the extent
Yeah,
that as soon as the professor read, it will catch him like that?
exactly. It's very important because um, then if you look at the number of schools I wrote down, they are over 50. There are over 50 schools that I targeted when I was writing down the schools I would love to apply to. Now, I started then sending cold emails because I wanted to see those who will give me response. Because there are some websites you go on, you are not really sure whether they give funding or they don't give funding. There are schools that you go on, it is clearly stated that all admitted students receive funding. For those schools, I think cold emails will not do because all you may send a cold email just for building relationship. But for me, if there were, for example, where I am now, Southern Illinois University, I didn't send any cold email to anyone. Everything I needed was stated clearly on the university website. So I didn't send cold emails. Where I had doubts, I sent cold emails. And for the cold emails that I sent, I talked about myself. People should understand. Me, my brother, my sister, just get to understand that when you are sending us a cold email, you are selling yourself. You are just putting up a pitch, telling yourself that look, I'm a good candidate suitable for your program. So that is what I did. I introduced myself, talked about my background, uh, my academics, where I was currently, and then I spoke about the fact that I'm interested in your program, looking at what you are doing in your university, and you should have read things in the university website to understand exactly what they are doing. So I spoke about my background and how their program will benefit me. And schools that didn't have a clear explanation about whether they had funding or they didn't have, I'll go ahead and ask them that, oh, is there funding available? There are some schools which reached out to me and say that there are no funding. There is no funding available. There are some schools who told me that they are unsure because of the political situation. So if I had written your name that you are a possible school I'll apply to, and you give me an feedback that you are not sure about, I will not spend my $65 on application in that school. I'll look for a different school. So those were the things that went into the cold email.
Yeah, thank you so much. So now this one too is very quick. Now looking at all the schools that you applied to, did you pay for admission fee? Sorry,
Yes,
application fee
yes, I did.
for all
For
the
all the
7 schools?
schools. Yes, for all the 7 schools I applied to, I paid for application fee. I am in no way discouraging free application, but the schools I had then identified that they had funding, I could get admission into those schools. All of them were asking that you pay, so I paid. There
Oh,
was not any of them which gave free application. Yeah.
interesting. And did you have to apply for the scholarship separate, or it's
For
simultaneous to the application?
okay, so for Southern Illinois, I didn't apply anything separately. It was just my SOP that I submitted with all other relevant documents that I submitted. I didn't have to add any other documents to it. But for Northern Arizona, as part of your application, you will tick a box whether you should be considered for funding. So when you tick a box, another pop-up will come where you have to fill some details and write another essay for the funding. So that was done. How in Minnesota State University, for example, that one I had to do a video of myself, imagining myself teaching as part of my application to them. But you see, Ben, my mindset was that none of these things that they asked of me was worth $50,000. Exactly.
I see.
That was my mindset.
This, you can be a great businessman. Please, I don't know if you are getting the angle that Kojo is coming from. He realized that the scholarship he's supposed to get is around 50,000 USD. Now, he paying $100 for application fee shouldn't scare him because he is looking at 50,000. So assuming he gets the scholarship 50,000, if he subtracts $100 from the 50,000, he's still making plenty profit. And that was the strategy he used. So
Exactly.
he was not limited, or he didn't let that $100 or $150 scare him. No.
Or
But
even
rather,
the even the what do you
was the motivation.
exactly. But if they tell you to do a video,
We need you at Ghana Parliament. Tell him the
then if they
institution is too much.
but if they tell you to do a video and come for $50,000 and you are complaining, Charlie, you see the dimension of what
I get your point, bro.
exactly because
everything says, we like giving excuses too much, and that is our problem.
Yeah.
Somebody will just open the link. Oh, $50. Oh, I'm not going to apply. Oh, $100. What about I get denied?
Yeah.
So just watch. What are you getting from this $100? That's why you need to be sure, like Kwajo did. So he took his time. He researched. This is a pure research. So it's not like everybody is applying. He wants to apply. And the funny thing is that he had already received his share of rejections. So then he needs to learn. So let's talk a bit about that. How did these rejections help you in your subsequent application?
Well, Ben, as I indicated at the beginning of our conversation, the rejections there, when you get them, it can break your heart. It can make you feel like, because then when you get an email, you look at it from some angle of your eye. You look at it some way to see what exactly is there, and you see that they have rejected you, or they are not giving you the needed funding or anything, and you are like, oh. But for me, I should be honest that I had to blame myself, Because my first application, Ben, if I put it on your table, you are not even an admission officer. But then if I send you the packet
Uh,
that I sent to them, you throw it
I'll
away,
just do
and
this.
I tell you, you throw it away and write that this student, if he applies even next year, still reject him because I didn't do any
But I
thorough
think
work.
you are trying to be as honest as you. I wish
Oh
everybody
yes.
is like you. You know, it's like
Oh
in school. Those days, if we get 40, 50, teacher has given me 40, 50. You don't say I have
exactly.
40, 50, 40. Oh.
No, no, no,
But
no,
when
no,
you
no,
get
not at
90, 95, oh, then you see, those days I
the
remember
motivate
our
the motivate.
exam paper will be on our forehead. Then even if we meet somebody, the person is not willing to know, oh, this is my exam paper. But if you get
Exactly.
20, 30, you fold it, you put it at the back of your pocket.
Exactly.
But I'm happy you
Exactly.
are accepting the blame that
Oh
you
yes,
caused.
yes, yeah. I it wasn't any school which rejected me. I did a terrible job. Then I applied to the point that I remember I even applied to some certificate programs. I didn't take my time to
Were you
understand.
desperate?
I wasn't desperate, but I didn't learn. I
Okay.
didn't learn what was expected of me. You know, um, if a number of people have done a number of things to get into schools in the United States, it should point to us that there was something they did to get there. But to be honest with you, I didn't do those things. I applied to schools at random. I see this school, I hear free application here, and I say that, oh, because it's free application, I'm going to put in my application. I didn't write any good SOP. The blame was on me rather than on anyone. It was really, really, really on me. I made terrible decisions. I made terrible choices. Probably by this year, I would have been completing, or I would have been in my second year. But because of my terrible choices, I had to go back. But it spurred me on. And I had watched other interviews, and I said to myself that, okay, so these people are doing these things. And this is what the number of Ghanaians who are in US studying, the number of Kenyans who are in US studying, the number of Nigerians, South Africans, all over Africa, Indians, what do you call it, who are here studying, it will blow your mind. All of them had to do something. That something is what I refused to do in my first application. And around January, I said to myself that no, I have to sit down and start again, because it was something I knew that it will bless my future, it will elevate my future, it will elevate me. So I said to myself that I have to now sit up and do something right. And that's where I now started watching all the videos like this podcast again to hear what people are doing. I went to see Kesford Oyine's YouTube channel. How did people win their scholarship? I got to know that almost all of them did something, and that is what I refused to do. So it was then I started sitting down. It's, to be honest with you, I want to encourage people that it is not an easy thing. It will stretch you, it will take much of your time. But as I will keep saying in this podcast, there is all the things that you will go through, none of them should be worth the $50,000, the $43,000, the $47,000 of free tuition cancelled, health insurance given to you free of charge, giving you stipends on top. None of them. When I sat down and I realized that this demands this kind of work and attention, I said to myself that no, I would put in the work, and I know it will. Look, if you are a Christian, if you are a Muslim, whatever religion, there is a place prayer takes you to, and there is a place hard work and prayer, when they come together, you will see the result. Look, God is
Faith
not a.
without words
It's
is
dead. It's dead. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is where sometimes we are so encouraged in our faith that, oh, this year, dear, I will come some. Yes, you will come. put in the work, you will get it. That you have to put in the work, put in your faith. Let faith and work clash, and the result will amaze you. Because that is what took me there. The faith and the works just came together, and they produced wonderful results for me. Because without that, Ben, I would still have been at where I was.
Without faith and works, Kwajo would have still been teaching in Thailand.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing Kwajo wanted to say, but I think he said it indirectly. Let me be bold and say, because now Kwajo is on our shoulder. All that Kwajo wanted to say from the beginning is that there is a country and there is a country.
Oh, mercy on my head. Difference.
So,
Oh,
there is difference. So you
yeah,
get to think twice. There is a country and there is a country. So you
yeah.
get to think twice. So Kwajo, the point is that there are some of us that have gone through a lot of rejections, and because of that, we are demotivated. We don't want to even hear anything about study abroad. And before you go, how do we overcome our rejections?
What the first thing I would
Okay.
the first thing I would say is that accept the rejection that came. Accept it. Some people have still not forgiven themselves for whatever reason that caused the denial or rejection. Accept that it has happened, but say to yourself that it is not the end of the journey. As far as tomorrow exists, you can do something different. If you do the same thing over a period of time, don't expect a different result. So once you are not expecting a different result, then don't still do the same thing. So ask yourself that no, I have done the wrong thing, I've made the wrong choices. Accept it. Where you think that you went wrong, own up, because it is easier for you to say that, oh, visa officer need deny me, but ask yourself, what was my contribution? What did I say wrong? Oh, school need deny me. Full funding. They said they will give me full funding. They didn't give me full funding. What did I do wrong? Look for those loopholes where you probably went wrong and come and reassess yourself. Probably there was a school you applied to. It wasn't clearly stated that they even give funding. They never said that they give funding, but you saw free application and you applied, thinking that because they are giving you free application, it will end up in funding. But the school does not give the funding. So look at the loopholes of where you did something wrong. And once you are confident once you identify those areas, now start reworking on them again. Luckily, we are still in the application period. It is not too late for somebody to put in a very good application to get the desired results that the person wants. It is never too late. We are just in November. Most application deadlines, the first priority deadlines will start in somewhere December thereabout. So we are in early November, 8th of November. You can just put yourself together and start looking at it all over again. It shouldn't discourage you. Yes, you have lost some money. Yes, you have. Even those who stake bets and lotto and all that, they are not discouraged by the past money that the betting system took away from them. The following weekend they will stake again. So don't be discouraged. This is no lottery.
I remember when we were kids, my grandma was like, there was a man who was deaf and he was able to speak just because of lotto. He went to stick to sure, and I think it was 80-27, and it came like, let's say 80-26. So I was like, hey, look to you before you realize he is speaking.
So even that does not discourage you.
Yes,
You
so
know.
your rejections can help you figure out a new aspect of your life that you have never thought of. So let's try as much as possible to accept our rejections. That is from Kwajo Mens. Thank you so much, Kwajo. Now, can you unmute yourself? Okay, it's like Na has problem with her internet connection. So Kwajo, this is a quick one. Maybe somebody too is want to also follow your steps now. The first also want to go and day. I'm speaking Pidgin so that at least our Nigerians too can now flow. The Nigerians, please, we've not been hearing from you. So maybe somebody one day your full step top. So try the person won't go day Thailand small before the person jackpot to US. So if I won't go teach for Thailand, can you help us with the
Yeah.
strategy to go?
Yeah, with Thailand, fortunately now they have even opened a portal where you can apply for their visa. That originally you had to go to Nigeria to apply for the visa there, but now they have an online portal where you can apply over there. And basically, in your application, it should be for tourist visa. It will mostly be a tourist visa the first time. You will not get a work visa directly when you are going to Thailand. So it will be a tourist visa. And when you get there, now let me even be clear here. The most appropriate time if you want to go to Thailand should be in April, between April, yes, April and early May. Somebody will ask why. The reason is that the school system there, they go on vacation in March. So if you are there in April, the schools will know that this person has left, this person has left, this person has left. So they know their vacancies that are available, and that is when they will be recruiting people. So if you go this time December, the schools November, the school system is still in place. All the vacancies would have been hired already. So if you go there at this time, you will get back, and the tourist visa is 3 months. So if you go there in April, within June thereabout, you would have landed a job. You cannot get a job outside of Thailand because most of the schools would prefer those who are there. Now, when you get there, it is legal. It is not like you are doing something illegal. It is very legal. You go on your tourist visa. When you get a school, the school itself will help you to change your visa from tourist visa to uh, to a work visa, and they only give 1 year working visa, which is renewable. So as long as you are doing your working, they would keep renewing for you.
Oh, interesting. So you first of all go to Thailand on tourist visa, and when you
Yes.
get to the country, you can then contact the school. So is it like teaching is the only job that you can easily get as a foreigner?
Exactly. To my best of knowledge, that is the easiest job to get because the government in Thailand are so particular about jobs for their people. So they don't want you to come and do anything that their people can do. So once you can speak English and you can teach English, it is easier than you getting any other jobs like a nurse or something because there are nurses in Thailand. They will not, and the language barrier also is so real over there because you can't speak. Most of them will not speak English with you. It will be the Thai language. So you should be prepared for that. It's another shift on its own that you realize that people are different everywhere.
Interesting. So having been in Ghana, Thailand, and USA, what have you learned in life, and what do you want to share with us? Just 1 minute.
In Ghana, I would say there is nothing like our family and social system. There is nothing like it. Look, nowhere in the world beats that. The society around you, the people around you, you going to church,
What
you
I've always been missing is the Germano, Charlie.
yeah, yeah.
That
There is nothing
energy,
that can
that energy.
that there is nothing that can beat that. There is absolutely nothing that can beat that. Looking at the people around you, the energy, the everything is so different over there. Now you go to Thailand and you realize that people are so real with you. People who don't speak your language but can understand you, they are so nice. They get to love you for who you are without you thinking about anything. That was my situation in Thailand. It will amaze you that when I was leaving, my landlord hired a bus and his family joined the bus and brought me to the airport. Can you imagine that? People who they don't speak English, so you can imagine. I had to learn their language. I had to learn their language. My landlord hired the bus. He wanted to drive me himself. By the point he was like he couldn't go, so he hired a van. His family joined, and they brought me to the airport. It was like a 4 to 5 hour drive to the airport, and they made sure that I was safe at the airport before they left. It was so incredible. In the US, one of the things you would easily find is that people are a bit sensitive. People are really, really sensitive. So people will just say, "Hello, how are you?" But before you can say, "I am fine, thank you," and you, the person is gone long time. They don't have time for conversations. And only occurs in the classroom. After that, everybody disappears because the country is a fast-paced country. Nobody wastes time and all those kind of stuff. But it's incredible to be a student here to learn about different cultures and systems over here.
Charlie, that's a 2 hours non-stop conversation with Kwadwo Mensah.
We've had 2 hours. Oh wow,
but Charlie, I've really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much for your time. In fact, I don't know what you have not said. You know, so please, if upon all days you still allow some agent fraud you, then it's up to you. Okay, Kwadwo, we have now.
nah in her network.
Now network.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, that's what network I ever saw.
Okay. So let's see if we can pick some few comments. Or Fred, can you check for us if there are some questions in the comment box? Then we can see if we can address it. Okay. So Johnny says very interesting. Okay, thank you, Johnny. We are here, Nigeria. We are learning as always, sir. Oh, okay. Elijah. Hey, Wizkid, I'll get you at one corner. I will smash your head. Okay, I agree strongly with Kwadwo Mensah. It's good to evaluate oneself in order to achieve something different. Yes, so this is from Mustafa. Okay, the Nigerians are showing up. Does your school offer master in construction management?
My school is Southern Illinois University. My school is Southern Illinois University. What I can do for you is to tell you the school. Kindly visit the what do you call it? The school website and see. I will not
free. Come now, pay free, pal.
I tell you.
Okay, does age play any role for masters and PhD? Kwadwo?
Absolutely no, it doesn't. It doesn't. So please,
Quick one.
if you want to do it, please go ahead and do it.
Okay. This is from Peter Sana. You may also try seeking for recommendation letters from previous organization you have worked with. Okay, so this is a free test from Peter Sana. He's saying that if you have worked with any organization, you can also seek recommendation letters from them. Thank you, Sana, for that advice. Richard. Okay, Kwadwo Mensah is very intelligent man. Kwadwo, with the 3.2. We use small meat to catch bigger fish. So this is from Peter to you. He says that you are very intelligent. Peter, Kwadwo has responded. Oh, finally, now it's on board. Now unmute yourself before your network takes you off. Unmute yourself. If you can hear us, unmute yourself now. Okay. Yeah, now, how are you?
Yeah, my network is working. But I'll try and speak so that you can hear me. Thank you,
Okay.
Kojo Mens, for the educative content. And then to Freddy too. I would like to ask, I'm interested in the teaching English to speakers of other language, but I have a bachelor's degree in French education. So I want to pursue a master's in English so that I can become bilingual. I would like to ask, with a GPA of 2.92, do I qualify for a scholarship? And how do I write my SOP for them to get the scholarship? How do I convince them, or how do I go about it? How to ask?
Oh, oh,
Nah,
that.
nice. It has people following you. Don't worry, that's network. That's how it can be. So I think, Kojo, you had at least 3 areas of a question.
Yeah, yeah. So now you are absolutely qualified for the program. With your French background, French education, I'm sure you'll be able to pursue the program, teaching English to speakers of other languages. All you need, okay, I think she's coming back.
Yeah, so you can address, you can hear us, so you can address it.
Okay, now so you qualify for the program. You are already into language, so I don't think it will be a problem. What you can actually also do for your SOP is just about your interest and what you really want to do. You can contact Mr. Fred. I think he will be of a great resource to you. You can watch videos about SOP and all those kind of stuff, but basically write about the stuff about yourself, how you got into French education, where you want to take it to your next level, and all those kind of things. You are good to go. You would be good. Good.
Now, are you satisfied? Now, can you unmute yourself? Oh, now couldn't stay. Okay, Kojo, we've done 2 hours, 6 minutes. I think
Wow.
this is the longest. So, and it
Wow.
feels like we are now in just we've just spent 5 minutes.
Exactly. Exactly. As a time of going.
Hey, today's conversation is exceptional. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is from Matilda. Please, I had 2 admissions to Clemson University and MIT. Unfortunately, I had no funding and have been sending code email to professors about funding opportunities, but still no response. Can you help me out? Could you any advice for Matilda?
Yeah, Simon, Mati. So I really don't know how your scheduling with the email address went, because probably I don't know, from the way you've written it, it looks as if you got the admission, then later you are asking for funding. You get it? The ideal thing, in my estimation, should have been that you inquire first about the funding before you even put in your application. That's why you need to do it early. So probably, I'm not too sure whether your university has Clemson and MIT, they have funding for your area. But if they don't, there are other departments that also offers funding. So you can go to your university website again and check the areas where you can just check graduate assistantships, and you will see other areas which are non-academic. For example, you could be working in the dining hall or other areas of the school, administration and all those kind of stuff. Don't forget that there is graduate teaching assistantship, there is graduate research assistantship, and there is graduate administrative assistantship. So there could be other administrative roles in other areas. What I would advise you to do is to look at other opportunities in your school, other areas in your school, to see if they have funding for you in your case. But if not, you can still come back. The year has not gone much. You can still come back and evaluate whatever you did, and look for different schools and see how you can make it through.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's nice one. So and then maybe Matilda, you can try and then ask different departments within the same university and see. Maybe some departments may have funding opportunities and which have not been utilized yet. So on that note, if you are lucky, you can access that one. So this has become my every Saturday date time. I love this session. Is the timing good for funding right about now, or what will be your advice as to when we should apply? Oh, okay, is the timing good for? So Shadrach wants to know if this timing is good for applying for funding, or is it when is it advisable to apply?
Yeah, we are selling for
for
2020.
fall,
Yeah.
For fall, it's always good to target August, September, October, November applications opening, because that one the decisions come early. By February, March, decisions will be out. Then you can know your left from right. I want to apply for PhD at Minnesota State University. Do I have to add my undergraduate transcript or just my master's transcript? I think all this will be, if you check the application requirement, all these things should be clear over there.
Exactly.
Maybe sometimes some portal will be like, if you add education, it will tell you you can add another education background. So if there is that option, adding it wouldn't change anything. So you can add it and then be free. So this name, GB3 Vibes, is it Gobe Vibes, or this guy will like Gobe? So Gobe Vibes, if the portal is flexible such that you can add extra educational background, just add it and save yourself from this thinking. You'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, so far so good, Kwaju. Gradually, we are coming to an end of this powerful Study Abroad podcast. Yeah, personally, I've learned a lot. That I'm sure is going to help me. So if somebody wants to reach out to you, is it possible?
Oh, my Facebook handle is Hymnist Nathaniel Mensah.
Hymnist.
Yes, I sing a lot of hymns actually, so that's why I have that. So my Facebook is Hymnist Nathaniel Mensah. You should find me there. And if you have any question that I can do, help out.
Okay, so we want to, after the program, we'll do a draw, and the one that will win is going to be mentored. Will you be free to mentor that person?
Oh, I'll be happy to. I'll be happy for somebody to say, oh,
today we have had promise from Kwadwo Mens. So
I'll be happy for someone to say, oh,
then you know what you're supposed to do. The question is, what do you know about studying abroad? Put your answer in the comment section and you qualify to be part of the draw. And if you become the lucky winner, Kwadwo Mens is going to be your mentor. So we are just waiting. So the question is, what do you know about studying abroad? So just type your answer in the comment box and you qualify to be part of the draw. And if you become the lucky winner, Kwadwo Mens will mentor you through the process. Wherever you've got into, just put everything at his shoulders and he's ready to assist you through. So we are waiting for your answers. Please be fast because at this moment we are trying to wrap things up. So Kwadwo, what haven't you said?
I think Makani, I've said everything.
No, I think there's that little one that you want to go and how do we say it? The Obama, the oil that was left. He says, I want to eat with my Sunday we die. That little one that you want to take home and spend with your family. Just try and let us know. Yes.
Mr. Fred will always say there is a school for everyone. Look, your GPA should not break your heart that you will not be able to make it. Actually, you cannot do anything about your GPA once you have completed schooling. You can't do anything about it. But your SOP, you can push in to the point that when the Bruni is reading, you feel like, oh, that something could have happened that the person couldn't get a very strong GPA, but he is good, very good in academically. So spend time on your SOP. Spend considerable time on your SOP. It is what will stand out, will help you stand out. And if you are an African, with all the things you have gone through from childhood to adulthood, let's say by age 25 up to 30, and all the things you have gone through in the hands of Kwame Nkrumah, in the hands of Jerry Rawlings, in the hands of Kufuor, Nanado, John Mahama, and you cannot write anything about SOP. No, 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 no. This is not yours. You should sit down. You can get it. You can put things together. How this country has moved and it has impacted on your education. You can put all these things together to write a solid SOP, push it there for someone to say, he has touched my heart. Let me give him 50,000 scholarship. Look, it can be done. All that you have gone through in the hands of Paul Biya, Tinubu, Nelson Mandela, everything, put everything together and write a comprehensive SOP. It is not beyond you. You can really, really do it and do it well. Study abroad. Let's take it from the notion of those who think they are the rich or they are the powerful in the society. It's for everybody. Me, I'm just like everyone. I'm not specialized person. I'm just normal, a normal average student, not a huge, a very good student. No, I'm just the average student. So you can make it. You can do it.
Thank you so much. So, Kojo is trying to say that try as much as possible and put all your energy in your SOP, and through that you'll be able to secure full scholarship. Kojo, we want to say thank you so much, and our winner for today is SK26. Nana,
Yes.
SK2 there. So SK2, what you have to do is that, before that, we just want to say congratulations for winning the Mentee of the Week. So what you have to do is that you send us a message via the Fred Effect Instagram page. So we will get in touch with you and then we will try and connect you to Kojo Mensah so that he mentors you through the study abroad process. So congratulations to SK2600 SK26002. Hey, Nana. So this will be free. Oh. All right. So Kojo, on behalf of the Fred Effect team, we want to say a big thank you for your time. In fact, you have really opened our eyes today. We wish you all the best in your future endeavor. And you are just 3 months old in US. So hopefully by next year, you still be on this podcast so that you tell us more. Yes, so that's what we are hoping for. So we'll surely be in touch and we are going to get you on board hopefully next year. I hope you'll be willing to come.
Oh, sure, why not? I want to express my sincere thanks to Ben for having me, and to the boss, Fred Effect himself, and the team. Fred has been amazing. In fact, if you are talking about study abroad, you can talk and leave Fred out. Fred, thank you for the input. Thank you for the things you've done for people you don't know. You have no idea you would ever meet me in life, but you put out information which was beneficial to me. I want to thank my mother, Mrs. Gladys Mensah, for her support and all the things, my brothers and my family members, everyone that whatever they did to help me, especially Lloyd again. I thank you. This guy, John came to pick me, drove 2 hours to St. Louis International Airport, drove me to my school, brought me to my accommodation, sent me back to his house, and made sure I was fed. He cooked some jollof bipa for me to eat the day I arrived. Oh, the guy is superb. Gave me resources. Fortunately, the graduate assistantship, the teaching assistantship that he did is the same thing I was also assigned to do. So he gave me all his documents and all those kind of stuff. I really, really send all my regards to John, and it was through Miss Hetty that I met him. God really, really bless him. I'm really settled here as a result of him. He's done extremely well.
All right, Kojo, thank you so much for also honoring this offer. We really appreciate. So
Thank you so much.
hopefully we shall meet.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for your time. As usual, this is the Freddie Fet, the biggest study abroad platform ever. Please, all that you have to do is share the link as far as you can so that those who have not heard of the Freddie Fet will join. Maybe you don't know, by sharing this link, you'll be a great help to someone. As usual, if you are preparing for visa interview and you are not sure, you can try to schedule an appointment with AgroVisa. They are what they do is that they are former visa officers, and they really have the expertise, so they can guide you what you are supposed to say and what you are not supposed to say. So that we have the link. Try and then book a consultation with them, and everything will be fine with you. So thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate, and God willing, we shall meet same time next week. See you.